Hello, ladies. Good morning. I believe it's still morning. I don't know. I've awakened so early today, so it feels like afternoon, but it is still morning. So today I'm talking about self-care for the week. So I just want to go over some of the things that I covered and some of the things that I'm going to be moving into during the week. So if you're interested, you could make sure you catch the live or check out some of the posts on the page. So I've been talking about deep level self-care and how to bring that into your life and start applying these lessons to your life. So one of the things that comes up a lot of times with self-care and also just like improving your health, eating healthy and exercise and stuff like that is people don't think that they have any time whatsoever. And that is what, as a coach, as a health coach and as a life coach, I hear this very often. Well, I just don't have time and I don't have time. And I hear that over and over and over again. So the truth is that we make time for the things that are important to us. And I'm not saying that you don't value yourself enough to give yourself some self-care and healthy eating and exercise. It's that the way that we were taught growing up was to kind of take care of everybody else. And sometimes women more so than men, but we always put others first. And all I'm asking you to do is really look at treating yourself the same way you would treat your best friend or your family members at the very least, and taking yourself into consideration first and trying to make time for this self-care. And at the end of this live, I'm going to talk about how you can learn to create more time in your life. That's one of the things that I show you how to do. So I talked at the beginning of last week about decluttering a lot. We talked about decluttering your mind. These practices, all these decluttering practices, create space and time and also reduce stress and anxiety. So these are very important. If you think you have no time or you feel like you have no time, these practices are very important. So we talked about decluttering the mind, which was like taking care of unfinished business, taking care of maybe some relationships that you have that are troubled, and also learning how to do a mind dump, meaning learning how to empty your mind and kind of start from a clean slate. And this definitely creates space and definitely reduces stress and gives you space for a flow, and it gives you also more space to be creative and more productive in your life if you're looking for that. But the last thing on the decluttering list gives you the most actual time. So you could create time by taking care of these things. And if you always have these things taken care of, then you have more time to spend on the things that you actually love. All right. So the next thing we decluttered was space. Okay, so space is great because it's easy. Everybody knows how to declutter their space. But I want you to look at a few things, not just your physical space, but also your space in your office, your car, small things like your purse and your wallet. And then also looking at like your email, on your computer, things on your computer, social media, who are you following? What kind of energy are you letting into your life? What are you watching? What are you exposing yourself to on TV and any kind of media outlets? And also your phone. You could go into your phone and declutter your phone by looking at all your phone contacts and taking the ones out that you don't use anymore, getting rid of old apps that you don't use. So there's so many different ways you could declutter your space. When you declutter your space, your life flows better. You're definitely creating more time for yourself. And then the last thing that we talked about was decluttering your processes, which is like the process that you use to do things. So if you're doing things during the day, you have processes, and you might not have like them planned out in your head, but you have some kind of a process. And sometimes it's so almost ingrained that we don't even look at it. And if you just take a moment to look at it, and you could see how much time you could save when you reorganize some of these processes and things like how do you cook dinner every night? How do you get ready in the morning? How do you clean your house? How do you do your laundry? How do you do your workout? How do you, even small things like how do you make your coffee in the morning? How do you do that? So as an example, the way I make my coffee in the morning is I do it the night before. I set it all up. I do the dishes. I make sure my sink is clean, and then I get my coffee ready. So all I have to do is press a button in the morning. And I like doing this for myself because it just makes my morning flow so much better. It makes my day start out so fabulous. It's almost like someone made coffee for me. Okay, so, and if you have someone making coffee for you, then that's awesome. That's probably the most streamlined approach that you can have. So just by looking at the different ways you do things, like cooking your dinner, is it a big rush and you're just kind of like randomly trying to figure out at the last minute what you're going to cook, and then you order takeout or something like that, instead of trying to meal plan a little bit and have a few things ready, or doing some batch cooking so you can freeze some stuff and have healthy meals available to you. I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so that's what we talked about last week. And this week we're going to be moving into, these are the different topics that are in my program, Aligned and Worthy, which is deep level self-care practices. There's 10 different practices. I'm going to be adding another one this year, so there's going to be 11, but there's 10 different practices. So this is just one of those practices. And all these practices help you reduce stress. They help you reduce anxiety and help you reduce the chance of burnout. I teach you how to master your mindset and master your health, and then apply these deep level self-care practices so that you can thrive in your life and you can focus on the things that you love. And some people believe that this can't happen, but it definitely can. So I'm going to be doing a free masterclass that's going to be coming up. I'm announcing it today. This is the first time I've talked about it. I have it on my website, which is at tinastinson.com, but I also give you the link in here. And in this masterclass, it's called the Time Expansion Masterclass. I'm so excited about this because I'll teach you how to create some space in your life, okay? So we're going to start out with the decluttering. I'm going to go deep into the decluttering, so you're going to get to experience firsthand what one of these modules looks like inside the Aligned and Worthy program, okay? So we're going to focus on the decluttering module, okay? And then I'm going to talk a little bit about boundaries. So boundaries definitely create time for yourself by teaching yourself and other people what you want to focus on. So it's about deciding, and it is your decision, what type of people, energy, situations that you want to surround yourself, that you want to let in. So you get to decide. This is your decision, and you get to set these limits, and you have to maintain them, and it's your responsibility to maintain these things. So I'll talk about boundaries. It's going to be a 3-day masterclass. So day 1 will be the decluttering, which will be a really deep masterclass. That day will be we're going to go really deep into this. And then day 2 is going to be the boundaries. And then day 3, we're going to talk about a not to-do list. So this is what we're talking about. There's things that we love, and there's things that we're passionate about, and there's these desires that we have. And some of you might know exactly what those desires are. And then there might be some of you who think, I don't have time for my desires. I have to go to work. I have to take care of my kids. I have to take care of whoever. And they're not even focusing on their desires. So this is about looking at what your desires are, what your wants are, what your goals are, and then looking at everything that you're doing, and then asking yourself the question, is what I'm doing right now working towards what I want? Because that's what life is all about. And in the end, we're not going to be like, I'm so glad that I spent so much time taking care of everybody else and never doing anything for myself. And it's not about being selfish. This is about when you live your life fully for yourself, and you're stepping into your life and you're living fully. You set an example for the people around you. You set an example for your children, your significant other. You're setting an example for other women so that they can see that this is possible. You can have everything. You can do everything. And so this not to-do list is a very small way of showing you how to do this on a smaller level, but you can up-level that. So the last day of the masterclass will be the not to-do list. So I'm going to put a link so that you can sign up. You definitely have to sign up. I'm going to do it live in a Facebook group. I didn't want to do the Zoom. I kind of like the feel of the Facebook group, so that I made a private Facebook group just for this masterclass. I'm going to do the 3-day masterclass. I think it's going to be February 7th, 8th, and 9th. and it's going to be at 12 p.m. every day. And then I'm going to leave the recording up for about 5 days, and then I'm taking it down. I'm probably going to sell that as an offer after that. So this is your chance to get it for free. And if you can't come live will be really good because you can ask questions and you can get some like one-on-one coaching from me. But if you can't come live, you can watch the replays, and if there are any questions, you'll get the benefit of listening to that when you watch the replays. So if you're at all interested in creating some more time for yourself and learning how to set some boundaries, if you're the type of person like I was, like I think a lot of us have been here maybe 1 or 2 times in our life, or maybe most of our life. If you're the type of person that has no boundaries, you're basically a doormat, you do everything for everybody. And which is super, super kind and super wonderful, but it doesn't last very long. And I talk about this all the time. I did everything for everybody, so much so that I had a stroke. And so what will happen if you don't take care of yourself is it's going to manifest in your body in some way, shape, or form. It could show up as stress. It could show up as anxiety. It could show up as a stroke. It could show up as like high blood pressure, autoimmune disease, whatever. You know, it could even show up as just pain in your body. So taking care of yourself isn't a luxury. It's not selfish. It is definitely something that needs to get done. And if you don't do it, your body will bring it to your attention at some point, okay? And so this is a really great way to get a few tools on how to get started. And I'm sorry. I don't know how to turn off my notifications during a live. It's so distracting. I wish, if anybody knows how to do that, reach out to me, DM me. So that's all I'm talking about today. So this week, I'm going to be moving into food as fuel and to heal your body. Okay, so I'm talking about mostly, now some of you might know that I eat a plant-based diet. I'm not gonna like uber focus on that, but I personally eat a plant-based diet. That's what works for me. This might not work for everybody, but adding some plant-based meals into your life is definitely a really good thing, really healthy thing. So I'm not going to go deep into plant-based. I'm really going to go into more about clean eating and how to do this, how to start adding this into your life. So if you're at all interested in clean eating, and so what this does for you is it gives your body a chance to heal. So you're not putting junk in there. You're not putting tons of sugar and processed foods. Your body automatically knows how to heal itself as long as you let it. So de-stressing, eating the right food, controlling your stress and anxiety. These are things that give your body the chance and the space to heal. Meditation, I can go on and on. But this is also one of the steps that I go through in my program on a pretty deep, intensive level. But I'm just going to kind of go over and give you a few tips on how to get started. So if you're interested in that, great. I'm probably going to go live in the group this week talking about it, or there'll be a lot of posts about it in this group. So if you're interested, just pop on here every once in a while. I know sometimes it's hard to see everything on Facebook. You could also follow me on Instagram because I'll be posting the same things on Instagram. For some reason, I feel like Instagram kind of works better. So my handle is @TinaStinsonCoach if you want to follow me on Instagram. So I'll be in those 2 places, and I will send out a few emails. So if you're on the email list, you'll be getting those. And I'll be letting you know about another reset program that I'm going to be doing in April that is more focused on health, exercise, and kind of getting ready for the summer, if you're interested in that. So I'm excited about that. It's a new program I'm going to be introducing called Brave, Bold, and Fit. And I'm very excited about that. But that's all the way in April. But this is a little precursor to the Aligned and Worthy program also. So I will be seeing you on here during the week. And if you have any questions about anything, the decluttering, the masterclass, or about any of the food posts that I make, just reach out to me. I'd be glad to help you out. I'll be posting the link for the masterclass in the comments under this video. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.